The cape you never asked to wear. Why never quitting on you is the most radical thing you'll ever do. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred pause where strong women unlearn survival and rediscover softness. I recently had the privilege of sitting down with Kim Godfreed, a voice that is reshaping how we think about resilience, faith, and the courage it takes to never quit on yourself. Kim Godfreed is not just a storyteller. They are a living testament to the power of refusing to abandon yourself when life gets hard. Their work is making the world a better place by reminding us that healing is not linear, that faith can hold us together when we cannot hold ourselves, and that growth is a process, not a performance. Today, I want to share what I learned from Kim Godfrey, and I want to share it in a way that might just change how you see your own story. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud: you can survive something and still not be healed from it. You can make it through domestic violence, trauma bonding, illness, loss, and betrayal, and still wake up 10 years later wondering why you feel like you are holding your breath. Survival mode is not the same thing as living. And for too many of us, we have been so busy being strong that we forgot we were allowed to be soft. We forgot we were allowed to rest. We forgot we were allowed to quit everything except ourselves. Kim Godfrey reminded me of something I think we all need to hear. Never quit on you, not when the path feels delayed, not when the process feels slow, not when it looks like everyone else is ahead and you are still trying to figure out where you even belong. Growth is a process, and even when the path feels delayed, faith can carry you through what you could not carry yourself. That is not a motivational quote, that is survival wisdom. That is the kind of truth that keeps you breathing when everything else feels like it is falling apart. Let me tell you about someone who lived that truth. Kim Petras is a German pop artist who publicly described how she navigated a difficult industry path while rebuilding her identity and career on her own terms. She talked about being constrained by a label, feeling like she could not fit the role expected of her, and the pressure that created around her artistic identity. Imagine being told that the version of yourself that feels most authentic is not marketable. Imagine being told that the dreams you have do not fit the box someone else built for you. Imagine being told to shrink, to shift, to smile through the suffocation of someone else's expectations. She was stuck in a version of success that did not fit who she was becoming. And instead of quitting on herself, she pushed through the setback. She made deliberate choices about her career direction. She redefined success in a way that fit who she was becoming, not who the industry told her to be. She walked away from what looked good on paper and chose what felt good in her spirit. Her story shows that losing one version of success can lead to a stronger, more authentic one when a person refuses to quit on themselves. That is what Kim Godfrey means when they say, never quit on you. It means you are allowed to outgrow the version of yourself that everyone else expected you to be. It means you are allowed to release the cape. It means you are allowed to say, I am not doing this anymore and I am not explaining myself. Healing is not linear. Coming from domestic violence, trauma bonding, illness, and loss can shake a person. It can make you question everything you thought you knew about love, safety, and your own worth. But those experiences do not have to define the rest of the story. You are not the worst thing that happened to you. You are not the version of yourself that survived by shrinking. You are not the person who said yes when you meant no because you were too afraid to lose love or approval. You are the person who is still here. You are the person who is still trying. And that matters more than you think. Kim Gottfried shared something with me that I have not been able to stop thinking about. They said that you can outgrow survival mode. A death to the ego can become the beginning of clarity, self worth, and real purpose. That phrase, death to the ego, it sounds dramatic until you realize what it actually means. It means letting go of the version of yourself that was built to please other people. It means releasing the cape. It means admitting that you do not have all the answers and that you are tired of pretending you do. It means choosing peace over performance. And that is not weakness, that is wisdom. Let me tell you about Lim Kim. Her decade long artistic journey was presented as a story of self discovery and renewal in the face of change. Think about that for a second. A decade, 10 years of evolving, shifting, unlearning, and relearning who she was. The coverage emphasized a long period of personal and artistic transformation, which suggests the difficulty of staying grounded while evolving over time. She leaned into self discovery and allowed her identity to develop instead of forcing herself to stay the same. Most of us are terrified of that. We are terrified of becoming someone we do not recognize. We are terrified of outgrowing the people who love the old version of us. We are terrified of admitting that we are not the same person we were 5 years ago, and that is okay. The result was a more mature sense of self and a clearer artistic direction after years of change. Her continued relevance over time shows endurance and the ability to keep moving forward through reinvention. Her story can help listeners see that personal evolution is a process, not a failure, and that becoming yourself may take time, sometimes a decade, sometimes longer, and that is okay. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. Faith can be the thread that holds you together. Belief in God and refusing to abandon yourself can help turn pain into direction and love into something healthy and whole. Kim Godfrey said that, and I felt it in my chest because faith is not about having all the answers. Faith is about showing up when you do not know what is going to happen next. Faith is about trusting that the process is working even when you cannot see the progress. Faith is about believing that you are not too broken to be loved, too late to start over, or too tired to keep going. There is a story I want to share with you that I think captures this beautifully. In a Soft Girl Era episode about learning to receive, the speaker shared how attending a first YouTube Creator Day event in Atlanta reinforced the feeling of belonging in rooms once only dreamed about. The emotional challenge was overcoming the belief that she did not belong or was not ready for certain spaces. Think about how many times you have stood outside of a room you earned the right to be in, but convinced yourself you were not ready. Think about how many times you have shrunk yourself because you were afraid of taking up too much space. Think about how many times you have apologized for your presence, your voice, your dreams. She showed up. She received the opportunity. She allowed the experience to reshape her sense of worth. The experience became proof that growth can move someone from dreaming about a room to belonging in it. That is what faith looks like in action. That is what it means to stop shrinking and start accepting the space you have earned. So, what do we do with all of this? What do we do when we realize we have been surviving instead of healing? What do we do when we realize we have been carrying a cape we never asked for? What do we do when we realize we have been abandoning ourselves every time life got hard? Here's what Kim Godfreed would say: stop abandoning yourself when life gets hard. Name one area where you have been surviving instead of healing. Take one small step this week toward peace, truth, or purpose, even if you are not finished becoming. That is it. That is the work. It is not about having it all figured out. It is not about being perfect. It is about showing up for yourself the way you have been showing up for everyone else. Healing is not linear. You can have a good month and a hard week. You can feel like you are making progress and then wake up one day feeling like you are back at square one. That does not mean you failed. That means you are human. That means you are healing in real time. And that is brave. You can outgrow survival mode. You do not have to live in fight or flight forever. You do not have to keep proving your worth. You do not have to keep saying yes when you mean no. You can rest. You can say no without guilt. You can set boundaries without apology. You can protect your peace as a practice, not just as a concept. Faith can be the thread that holds you together. When you do not know what is next, when the path feels delayed, when it looks like everyone else is ahead, faith can carry you through what you could not carry yourself. And that faith does not have to look like anyone else's. It just has to be real. It just has to be yours. Kim Godfreed is doing something powerful in the world. They are reminding us that we do not have to choose between being strong and being soft. They are showing us that the most radical thing we can do is refuse to quit on ourselves. They are teaching us that growth is a process. And even when the path feels delayed, we are exactly where we need to be. So here is what I want you to remember: never quit on you. Healing is not linear. You can outgrow survival mode. Faith can be the thread that holds you together. And you are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too tired. You are right on time. Stop abandoning yourself when life gets hard. Name one area where you have been surviving instead of healing. Take one small step this week toward peace, truth, or purpose, even if you are not finished becoming. That is the work. That is the process. That is how you never quit on you. You deserve to feel seen. You deserve to feel encouraged. You deserve to feel grounded. You deserve to feel hopeful. You deserve to feel ready to keep going. And I hope that today you feel all of those things. I hope you feel like you can take off the cape. I hope you feel like you can rest without explanation. I hope you feel like you can be soft in a world that taught you survival. Kim Godfrey reminded me that we are all in process. We are all becoming. We are all learning how to be soft in a world that taught us survival. And that is okay. That is more than okay. That is beautiful. So here is my challenge to you. I want you to stop waiting for permission to choose yourself. I want you to stop waiting for the right time, the right moment, the right person to tell you that you are worthy of rest, peace, and joy. I want you to name one thing you are going to stop doing this week that no longer serves you. One thing, one boundary, one decision that says, I am choosing me. And I want you to tell someone, not for validation, not for approval, but because speaking it out loud makes it real. Because saying it out loud makes it harder to take it back. Because saying it out loud reminds you that you are not alone in this. You are not the only one who is tired. You are not the only one who is healing. You are not the only one who is learning how to be soft in a world that taught you survival. And you are not the only one who is brave enough to never quit on you. So, welcome to your soft girl era. Welcome to the sacred pause. Welcome to the space where you finally choose yourself, not out of burnout, but out of reverence. Welcome to the place where you never quit on you.